CISL at Impact initially will focus on situations rooms that bridge human perception with intelligent systems in an immersive, interactive setting, enabling environments such as a cognitive design studio, a cognitive boardroom, a cognitive medical diagnosis room, or a cognitive classroom. The goal is to vastly improve group decision-making.
What the machine does is learn based on a lot of data, right? And machine learning, which is the technical area that we work on, is pretty well understood, and it can also be improved tremendously in the future. So there's some things we know how to do in machine learning. For example, you can look at a lot of information and start looking for patterns. And some patterns may be patterns you've seen before, and some patterns may be patterns you haven't seen before. Patterns you haven't seen before become anomalies, and you can flag those and say, hey, look, this doesn't look like something that I've ever seen before, so maybe you are interested in looking at it. So that's part of machine learning.
Some of the recent results that the team has gotten in studying neuroscience and neurological diseases is very exciting. And what this is all about is studying mental health problems. It's often said, well, the eyes, are the window to the mind. Actually, the way we speak is another tremendous window to the mind. And a fantastic team who's here today has been working on using Watson to not only understand what we're saying, but how we're saying it and the patterns. And it turns out that you can find early signs of schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and other neurological diseases just in the patterns of our speech.
So in the last 5 to 10 years, we have a lot of data in the world. So previous to that, there was not a huge amount of data, enough to train all of these machine learning systems that we were talking about earlier. So now we have data from everywhere. We have data from not only our mobile phones and blogs and tweets and everything else, but also from medical records and images for radiology, for example, or from the electrical grid, or from the transportation system and so forth. All of the data is coming in, and it's digitized, and it's available for computers to now look for patterns, learn the patterns, and then flag things when they're normal or not normal, and so that we can react to those things much better than we ever did.
We have all of this data stored. We don't know what to do with it. We can't analyze those signals to know what's going on these big multi-billion-dollar platforms. What
sometimes people confuse themselves with is that machines can learn everything that we know about, and that we are very, very far from, because there's a lot of very complex things that people know about that machines still cannot learn about.
We did not set out, the team in IBM did not set out to create a replica of this. We did not set out to map the brain. We did not set out to build a replica or a form of artificial intelligence that replicated what humans do. We set out to tackle the simple problem of massive unstructured data, making sense of that and bringing insights to humans.
A key area of interest within the Cognitive and Immersive Systems Lab is group collaboration among human users and cognitive agents. We have developed a new platform for group interactions that is complementary to traditional large-scale immersive environments. Rensselaer's Campfire is an immersive system which participants gather around rather than within. This new system leverages natural, unstructured group interaction, including eye contact, physical location, gestures, and natural conversation. These relationships are then augmented and scaffolded with data collected and presented in and by the campfire. The geometry and cognitive agency of the system facilitates and focuses group attention and interaction while leveraging individual perspective. The campfire's unique use of circular and cylindrical surfaces form a combined three-dimensional object that affords users novel methods of visualizing and exploring physical simulations as well as densely connected multidimensional data.
I think cognitive technologies are going to make everybody better at doing their job than they are today. Okay, so if you are, let's say, already the best in the world, and that may be on one end of the spectrum, you'll probably get better. If you are sort of in the middle or somewhere in the lower end of the spectrum of people who are doing your particular job, I think the potential of cognitive technologies is to make you way better at your job than you are today. But what you need to do is learn how to work with these cognitive computing systems. The vision we have, and the vision I have, is that every professional on the planet will have a Watson. And that's billions of people, right? Will have a Watson or cognitive assistant helping them do their job. And not only the professionals, but also the consumers will have applications that will be powered by these cognitive technologies and built on the Watson platform to help them go through their normal life as well. So it's going to be a very, very broad set of uses for these technologies, and I think it's going to transform everybody's life.